Elsewhere, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has alerted the general public on the plan by a shadowy group to instigate a protest against the commission. In the last couple of days, the group has been actively campaigning on social media, recruiting impressionable young Nigerians, including students, to take up arms against the EFCC, according to the commission. This insidious campaign, according to EFCC, has been promoted as resistance to the operational activities of the commission, especially in respect of the enforcement of the laws dealing with cybercrimes. The EFCC, while not averse to protest by citizens, says it's alarmed by emerging evidence that suggests a grand design by corrupt elements under investigation or prosecution by the commission to exploit the so-called protest to orchestrate a national uprising that may threaten the peace and security of Nigeria. EFCC says as a responsible law enforcement organization, it will not tolerate any breakdown of law and order anywhere in the country, especially around its office locations across Nigeria. EFCC, working in concert with sister security agencies, says it will therefore take necessary measures to deal with possible threats to the peace and security of Nigeria. The commission, however, appeals to parents, guardians, and heads of tertiary institutions to take responsibility in ensuring their words aren't recruited to be used as cannon fodder in a proxy war against the commission by vested corrupt interests. The war being waged by the commission against corruption and cybercrime, according to the agency, is to protect the future of the youth of this country. That future is imperiled if Nigeria degenerates further in global reckoning as a den of fraudsters. Away from that, the Coalition for Transparency and Economic Reforms have kicked against a Friday proposed nationwide protest against operations of the Anti-Graft Agency, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission by a group, PDOM Nigeria, describing it as another EndSARS violence in disguise. The coalition, comprising of 259 civil society organizations, also identified some aggrieved politicians, including the former governor of one of the northern states, 2 former ministers and others, as brains behind the planned nationwide protests against the EFCC. COTA called on the federal government and various security agencies in the country to act swiftly to prevent the planned nationwide protests at EFCC offices by PDOM Nigeria, which it described as another EndSARS violence in disguise and a disaster waiting to happen.
Now, some certain individuals or groups, whoever name that they call themselves, are saying that they are coming on board by Friday, July 5, to come and march on the streets of Abuja, all the states. That is another sovereignty to the people, infringing the right of the people. For people to have a free movement, freedom of movement, is a fundamental human right of every individual in Nigeria. So, if my right, your right, are to be infringed, as a coalition, we are coming on board to say no to this.
Here we are referring to the planned nationwide protest initiated and being organized by some unpatriotic Nigerians, including faceless and handle PDOM Nigerians, to condemn EFCC alleged transfer, unprofessional behaviors and perceived failing and exercise.